Yo, what's going on, guys? Is the unknown. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today's video is a minor in celebration of FNAF's 10-year anniversary. If you guys don't know, FNAF is having its 10-year anniversary week. I'll be making a video probably right after this one, maybe a couple hours later, talking about the Scott Cawthon interview, as Scott and Daco yesterday released, this version 2 of Scott Cawthon interview, where Scott gave some interesting lore bits that I'll be discussing. And yeah, so today's video is discussing about the Glamrock animatronics and where they're scaling. This video shouldn't necessarily be that long because there's not really a lot, and I'm gonna ignore a lot of feats and just go over the more strong ones. And I'll also be going over the new FNAF book, the interactive novel from the Pizzaplex books, VIP, where we have like 2-3 feats in that book that are interesting to me, but other than that, that book doesn't really have much. So yeah. We're first gonna start off with like Glamrock Freddy. So in Security Breach Ruin, because once again, I'm only gonna be going over the feats that I deem worthy of my time to actually go over. Glamrock Freddy in his headless state breaks down like one of the faster blasters walls, which was calculated to be around the wall of arranges. I'm not gonna link all the calcs, but I'm just gonna show more so like the results of them on screen. If you guys want to know the calcs, I'll be linking them in the description below from my friend Sheris, who has taken the time and calculated like all the really strong feats from Security Breach and Ruin to, have a scale. So I'll just be going over that. Actually, instead of going over feats, I should probably go over the Glamrock's inverse, because I remember people on my community tab were like asking, yo, unknown, where is the Glamrock scale in terms of their inverse? So I'll just be going over that real quick. In terms of like inverse and in terms of like physical stats and durability, they should be comparable, if not a bit superior to that of the original animatronics or the OG animatronics, like the OG Freddy, OG Bonnie, OG Chica, OG Foxy. This is due to the fact that they are structurally more advanced than them and just are noted to be the most advanced type of technology within the type of verse. I can also use other narratives to presuppose this idea, as even if they're in safe mode, they're able to contend the Mimic, which if you guys already know the Mimic's video, I'll go over that. But I'll just use like the example of Roxy. They could somewhat stalemate and even resist some of the Mimic's abilities. And you guys already know I view the Mimic as massively above the originals on so many levels. So that should just be an inverse on its own. So yeah, I do believe the Glamrock should scale way above the originals. I do not believe they scale above the Fun Times. I think the Fun Times are way more like advanced than both of them, at least using the narrative that they are built by Afton and stuff, and that they do have the originals as remnant. And also Ennard has a better class M lifting strength feat than Mimic. So I do think the Fun Times reign supreme in terms of like physical stats of like mid tiers and stuff in the FNAF verse. But that's besides the point. Also, using the files of Security Breach, Glamrock Freddy even refers to older Freddy models compared to him as flawed, which should kind of show that the Glamrocks, at least compared to like previous states of them, are more perfected versions of like original cast. But I do think in narrative they should just be like way above the originals or just a bit stronger than them. I already went over where the original scale. Went over that partially in the Afton video and made an updated video on their scalings. But here's just where they scale in general, so you guys already get an idea. But I recommend going back to the originals video before probably watching this. So yeah, let's get back to like the feats. But yeah, that's probably the most interesting feat from Glamrock Freddy that was calced from this. So we'll just move on to Glamrock Chica. Now, we guys already know the infamous feat in Security Breach where Glamrock Chica survives being crushed by a trash compactor, which was also calculated to be around the wall of Horatius. It has two versions of them using different energy sizes on how she was exactly crushed, so it will be kind of consistent within that narrative. She also actually no, I'll just go over VIP later. I'll go over VIP later because she has a feat in the newest book, VIP, but I'll just go over that because I want to go over the books as its own thing. Not that it's like different, but just something, because why the fuck not? For Monty, Monty's probably the most impressive of the Glamrocks. In his boss fight, Monty is noted of how he pulverizes the guns before the boss fight begins, which was calculated to be around the wall level like ranges. He also, at the end of it, is able to stop the massive bucket from falling on him, like crushing him and sending him down. Unfortunately, due to the weight that him and the bucket are making, it does make the catwalk, send him down and result. But still, him even being able for an instant to stop it is impressive. But this was also calculated to be around the small building level ranges for kinetic energy, and for lifting strength, this would be around the class K areas. He also has a feat where he's able to break through the chains of like the gates and stuff, compared to the other Glamrocks who are unable to do this in gameplay retrospect, which was also calculated to be around the wall level ranges from VSBW and even from my friend himself. So, there's some interesting stuff. So, Monty should also theoretically scale above the other Glamrocks in terms of attack potency, as his hands are literally designed to play the base better, but in reality, he just causes a lot more damage, and he just has the narrative of being able to smash through a lot more areas than the Glamrocks, and is noted to be a lot more destructive than them. So that's something to go ahead for. For Roxy, or Roxanne Wolf, I'll just go over her feats. In security breach before her boss fight, she is able to not only get tanking sent with a go-kart, but gets sent down to the very depths of Roxy Raceway, which was calculated to be around the small building level ranges for her durability. She also, in Ruin, is able to get a forklift off of her when she gets back into safe mode, to then protect Cassie, which we then just simply used how strong the forklift is, based on it like destroying a wall to unseal the mimic, which was calced to be around the wall level ranges, so we could just conclude that she's on there. In her boss fight, she also is shown that she smashes through stacks of boarded up doors, which from kinetic energy would be around the wall level like ranges. And I believe that is it. She also has a minor feat where she is able to stalemate the mimic, stall the mimic enough for Cassie to escape. Now, I'm not going to necessarily count this for like attack potency, since there's nothing really shows that she exceeded it or rivaled the mimic in terms of attack potency. I will count this as lifting strength. Now, if you guys watched the mimics video, which I recommend also watching that, then you guys know the mimic is around class M lifting strength. The Glamrock should downscale off the mimic for a little bit, because the mimic, by the narrative, is supposed to be stronger than them. But if you guys still want to count them, then the Glamrock would at least be like on a higher level of class K lifting strength to class M lifting strength. And I believe that's kind of it. So now I'll just go over the interactive novel from VIP. Here's a description of the novel and the premise of it. So yeah, because I'm not gonna go over it. But in the interactive novel, Glamrock Chica sprints towards Devin and his brother, but closed the distance between them, and it even knows that she closed the distance fast, that Ike screams and covers his eyes. So it is like an instant that she basically crosses it. She crosses this distance from the gates to the entrance where they're at, and I'll use Koryo's Kenshin's gameplay, but here's the distance between the entry and the gates at it. So this is a pretty long distance that she traveled within quick succession. So I noted that this should be like a superhuman to possibly subsonic type of feat. It's probably from how it's described, though, very likely to be subsonic, which I do want to note this, as this would kind of denote the security breach gameplays, because we know that in security breach the Glamrocks are slow compared to like Gregory, or at least Monty and Chica. So I'm kind of denoting security breach as gameplay mechanics for those instances. So yeah. But now to Monty. I'm not going to send all of the scans, but Monty is like noted in the interactive novel of how he consistently breaks down walls of planks and tears through them with ease within instances. I'm not going to calc this feat or scale it, because it's just not that much of an interesting feat. At worst, it's probably like some street level shit. Just not really that, cool of a feat. but the other one is basically a lot better. Monty has possible subsonic speed. Devin notes because Monty basically chases him in the Monty maze before Monty Golf is at it. He basically chases him, and Devin notes how Monty is much faster than him and moves like he's teleported compared to Devin. And how Devin's like unable to basically keep up with Monty, etc. So we can probably scale Monty at least to like some sonic speed for this. I also should note that Monty has some probably decent battle IQ or IQ stuff. It's noted and implied that Monty has been making holes in the maze to find Devin, like make it a lot easier to basically get him. And Monty in the interactive novel disguises himself as like cutouts to catch Devin off guard and ambush him. So just some minor stuff there. And Monty also makes the entirety of the Monty maze shake when he jumps from the surface and then jumps back on the ground. There's nothing vibrating or affected from this jumping, so that's kind of why we didn't scale this anywhere. It probably would be an impressive feat, but, you know, it's just nothing more that, you know, we went over because it's just nothing interesting since nothing was really affected. It's probably like wall level or wall plus at worst if we were to calc it. So, you know, that. Now, for abilities, because I'm gonna go to their abilities, they don't really have much, but I'll just still go over them. They should have type 2 immortality. The Glamrocks can function still even after losing parts of their body. More self-evident with Monty losing its lower half, Chica driven and crushed through its trash compactor, and Roxy getting sent through like the entirety of the Roxy raceway. They even survive and still function after the Mega Pizzaplex falls apart because, you know, in Ruin it's revealed that the blob like dug its way out, and because of that, the Mega Pizzaplex fell apart. They should also have information analysis, like the Animatronics. The Glamrock can scan people and gain some information or know some stuff about them. They also should have like sound manipulation for Glamrock Chica, or just she would have strictly sound manipulation. With her voice box, it can make a vocal pitch that can stunt animatronics and make their systems go haywire. Monty should have minor acrobatics as he can leap high into the air as shown within his boss fight, and it's even noted within the game itself. He should also have bodily weaponry via his claws, which was shown for the chains. He should also have minor resistance to light manipulation, as due to his sunglasses is completely resistant to the Phaser Blaster and the fast cam, which are stated to be like light by Glamrock Freddy. And as for Roxy, she should have enhanced senses as her eyes allow her to see through walls. They should also have resistance to temperature manipulation, and how like the Glamrocks are unaffected by being like partially frozen. This is shown by Glamrock Freddy in Help 102. And they should also have healing, as Glamrock Freddy states he can self-repair. And in safe mode, they should have resistance to hacking, mind manipulation, mind control, and technology manipulation, only for a limited amount of time, as Glamrock Freddy is able to partially resist the Mimic program as Burn Trap from hacking him in the boss fight. But if you are to let this happen for a long period of time, then Burn Trap will take him over. From the VIP interactive novel, they should have enhanced vision, as Glamrock Freddy is noted to have enhanced vision to better see than Devin, or just likely people in general. And that's kind of a lot it. Not really long stuff compared to like other characters, because the Glamrocks are like new characters. So yeah, overall, hope you guys have a fantastic day, and yeah, that's the unknown.